Okay, so 1987. The season starts again. And by this time, you're still doing drugs and it's starting to affect you a little bit. And I guess that there was one of the other players, they go to management and say, hey, one of the black players on the team is doing cocaine.
Well,
they didn't name you by name, but
right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes. So 87, we had spring training in St. Petersburg. I lived in Tampa. It was only 30 minutes apart. I just go across the Howard Franklin Bridge, and there, they knew I had the connections there because of my hometown, and me and a couple of guys on the team was partying. They wanted more. I'd go to Tampa, get more, bring it back. It's getting late, 3, 4 in the morning, they want more. I said, no, I'm not going back to get more. The next day, I show up to the park. The trainer said, hey, can you come in and give a drug test? Not knowing, I could have said, no, I'm not going to do it. There's nothing I could have did, but I didn't know how this stuff works. I'm just thinking, I haven't done it in maybe 5, 6 hours. I should be all right now. That's how much knowledge I had.
5, 6 hours.
Yeah, that's how much.
Like cocaine will go through your system that quickly. All right.
That's how much knowledge I had on this stuff, right? I just knew that I liked it. I didn't know nothing else about it.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, whatever, we'll do it. And I peed in the cup. Unfortunately, it came back positive. Yeah. I tried to deny it, and then I finally came clean because I was just tired of that. And I was like, okay, yes, I did it. And plus, they told me, if we suspend you, we don't have to pay you. But if you volunteer to go to rehab, we'll still pay your salary while you're in rehab. So I said, okay, I'll go to rehab. But the toughest thing was driving back to Tampa to tell my parents what happened and where I'm going. Because they knew I was drinking. I don't think they knew about drugs, the older parents at that time. And the thing that really hurt it most was my dad. When I first came in the house to tell him that, my mom was kind of relieved. She's like, okay, it's fine. Just get the help you need and we'll be here. But my dad never said a word. And that silent treatment, I knew I had crushed him and he was hurt real bad with that. Didn't say a word, so that was tough to tell them that at that time.
Well, but during that time, there was, there's a little confusion about this, but I think you felt like Darryl Strawberry snitched on you and said that...
No. What he said was the previous year in 86, that's where the rumors really started. So Donald Fear, at the time he was the head of Major League Baseball Players Association, he asked Ray Knight, who was on the team, we got rumors that there's black players on the team that's doing drugs. And so Ray Knight asked Darryl, he goes, hey, Don Fear came to me and said, there's rumors flying around that there's a black guy on the team or black guy on the team doing drugs. He said, it's not me, it's Doc. That came from Ray Knight. So,
yeah.
I can see it. At the time, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. But wasn't he doing drugs at the same time also?
Yes, we did it together.
That's a damn shame, man.
Yeah, we did it together, but it is what it is, but yeah.
Okay, so that next year, 88, you made the All-Star team again. There were some contract disputes with the Mets, where I guess you want $150,000 more. They want to cut your salary, and they ultimately did cut your salary by $100K.
Yes, that was 87. That's when. So I came out of rehab. I missed the first 2 months. I still won 15 games after missing 2 months. I led our staff in wins, ERA. I went 15-7. They took me to arbitration, and I lost $100,000. They cut me $100,000, and everybody else got raises. So I was pissed off by that. And they basically, all they showed in arbitration was a quote where I said, if I would have been there, would have won the division, because the Cardinals beat it out by, I think, 4 games that year, and I won 15. So if I played 2 months, I would have won at least 4 games, I'm sure. But that's what I said. So obviously, I fired my agent, but I was pissed at the Mets by doing that. I just said I went to treatment, but I still won 15 games. We're talking business now. You still say I'm the ace on the team. You're still making money off of me, but I got me making these appearances, so I should be compensated. So in my mind, I had 2 more years and I was going to leave free agency. I had talked to a couple of teams, so I had stuff in the works. But now I guess it don't matter. I had talked to the Cardinals, I talked to the Dodgers about possibly going there. But then 88, I won 18 games. And honestly, after that year, I was going to play the 1 year and leave, but I felt bad. I gave it the home run to Mike Scioscia in, I think, Game 5 I didn't get the loss, but the ninth inning I gave up a home run, so I felt bad because the Dodgers ended up beating us in the playoffs that year. So I felt bad about that. And so sympathy, I took the 3-year deal they offered me the next year for, I think, $15 million. I took that deal. I mean, it's not a bad deal at the time. It was the highest paid pitcher, but my mind was already made. I was leaving. I was going to leave the Mets.
So you got $15 million.
Yes. After they cut me $100,000, the next year I won 18 games.
Yeah.
And then they gave me 15.
How did it feel to get a $15 million deal?
At that point, I mean, I was already like, I was making money, but I wasn't making that type of money, most money I ever had in my life. So I end up, and plus it was after the cop thing, so I ended up moving my entire family, not entire family, I moved my 2 sisters, my parents, Sheffield, my nephew, and a niece, all to St. Petersburg. That's like the next town over. And we all got on this one block. So I had all the family on this one block.
So you bought houses all down the block?
The whole block.
You bought the whole block out?
The whole block decided like 2 houses. The people didn't want to do nothing because they was fans. Bought the whole block, put all family there.
That's amazing.
It's like get out of Tampa, and then it was just like my way of thanking my family for always being there when I was a kid all the way up. So,
well, but then in '89, it started to hurt when you were pitching.
Yeah.
And you end up having a partial tear in your rotator cuff and your labrum.
Yep.
You need a surgery.
Yes.
Were you worried? Because some of these surgeries end people's careers.
Yeah. I was scared, but I was scared because my whole career, even as a kid, all I ever heard was, you got the perfect mechanics, you can pitch forever. I mean, your mechanics is nice. You can't have arm problems. I never had any arm problems until that time. So I was scared about that. I had believed everything they told me. I always believed it, and always believed I was going to pitch forever. Then all of a sudden you feel the pain, then you got to have surgery, and you're thinking, man, anytime you have surgery, you're thinking, I'm never going to be the same. Even though the medicine was different at that time, it was just a little scope. But the rehab and to come back from that was hard, man. It was a lot of work because you were trying to get back to where you were, and I never got back to where I were. I mean, I was good, but not great, and I had moments where it still hurt. And I was really never the same after that.
Well, right. That next year, 1990, Darryl Strawberry, that was his last season with the Mets. Was it a big difference after he left?
For me personally, yeah, it was tough because it's like Darryl was like my security blanket. And what I mean by that was on the road, we was always together, ride to the ballpark together all the time. Families got to eat together. Spring training, we hang together. It was always Doc and Darryl or Darryl and Doc. If I wasn't pitching, and even if he was playing between us, he'd sit next to me. After games were going together. You didn't see one without the other. And I remember my wife at the time saying, Darryl just signed with the Dodgers. I'm like, yeah, get out of here, you're joking, whatever. Because he kept hearing the rumors that he told me, I'm thinking about leaving. I said, nah, man, you got to stay. You can't leave. So I never took it serious. And then when it happened, I was like, man, I got teary-eyed. I was like, wow, I can't believe it. It was like, it kind of felt like, I wouldn't say death, but it just felt like, I can't really describe it. I guess it did feel like death kind of because now we're separating or divorce or whatever. It was difficult not to have him there because, and plus I depend on him a lot. Like even on the field, I knew nothing against other players or whatever, but I just knew the days I pitched, Darryl was going to do something special. He didn't always do something special, but I just felt like he was going to do something special.